OSD to Vice-Chancellor, Media Advisor, Head of the Department, Lead Speaker of today's symposium, faculty members, and dear students. A warm good morning to all of you. The year 2023 marks a significant milestone for our college, as the college celebrates 50 years of excellence. Formerly known as IC College of Home Science, the college has been renamed as IC College of Community Science. The renaming of the college is not just a symbolic gesture. This reflects our commitment to a broader spectrum of learning and more inclusive educational environment. Due to interdisciplinary nature of community science education, the role of community scientists is likely to grow in importance across diverse scientific endeavors. With all this context in view, with the blessing of the Vice-Chancellor, under the leadership of Dean College of Community Science, and with financial support from Dean PGS under NAHEP project, we are honored to host the Golden Jubilee Symposium on Community Science Education, Challenges and Opportunities for undergraduate students of our college. Building upon a combination of lecture and discussion, the symposium is designed to offer a comprehensive exploration of community science education within the framework of Sustainable Development Goals, emphasizing student engagement and effective outreach strategies. We are honored to have 5 distinguished and dynamic lead speakers, each bringing a wealth of knowledge and experience in their respective fields. Sustainable development is a concept that involves a balanced and integrated approach to economic, social, and environmental progress. Known for her significant contribution in the field, having made lasting impact through the expertise, dedication, and innovative work, Dr. Rita Raghuvanshi, Emeritus Scientist, Professor Retired, and ex-Dean College of Home Science, GPPU ATN Pantnagar, will enlighten us on the role of community science in sustainable development. Positive development is an intentional and pro-social approach that is productive and constructive. It recognizes, utilizes, and enhances young people's strength. Dr. Jatinder Kaur Gulati, former Dean, College of Home Science, PA, Ludhiana, will discuss how the positive youth development as a strength-based approach can help to build a resilient community. As can be seen from the event of recently concluded G20 summit, that India has shifted the notion of women's development to women-led development. The shift reflects a change in mindset from seeing women as a passive recipient of developmental program to active participants and leader in the developmental process. With a passion for promoting gender equality and government and empowerment, Dr. Premlata Singh, Principal Scientist and Professor and Head Retired, Division of Agricultural Extension, IERI, New Delhi, is here to enlighten us on the transformative task of women-led development. And sir, I am happy to share that Dr. Premlata is our alumni also, as she did her MSc from Department of ECR. On this topic, Dr. Nisha Verma, scientist from Indian Institute of Farming System Research, Modipuram, will shed light on emerging. Thank you, Dr. Nisha, for telling about the symposium. Definitely, the purpose of enriching ourselves through this one-day event will be very fruitful. I would like to mention here that we are receiving a good response for our Meghalaya under Central Agriculture University, Imphal, Manipur, as Officer on Special Duty and Dean of the College for more than 2 years. Dr. Raghuvanshi has been actively involved in planning and evaluation of national nutrition programs of the country. She has been member of Program Advisory Committee, Food Nutrition and Biotechnology of National Agri-Biotechnology Institute, Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, Mohali, member reviewing and restructuring of Central Autonomous Body, NIFTEN, Sonipat, Haryana, member Research Advisory Committee of DRWA, Bhubaneswar, Orissa from 2012 to 15, and member ICMR Task Force on Iodine Deficiency Disorder 2016. During her career, she led several research projects from ICR, ICMR, UGC, WFP, and industry, etc. And I have around 150 publications to her credit. She was awarded UNDP FO Fellowship for Training at London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, University of London, UK. She was awarded Dr. Rajamal P. Devdas Memorial Gold Medal and lectured in 2011 for the Best Community Nutrition Scientist in India. She has written 150 research papers, 6 books, 9 book chapters, 25 teaching manuals, technical bulletins, e-resources, and 40 popular articles. Being the academic administrator, she has been involved in revision and upgradation of course curriculum at university and national level. She was member 5th Teams Committee of ICR to revise course curriculum, and the revised curricula is implemented in all the agricultural universities of the country. Dr. Raghuvanshi has also been member of 6th Teams Committee to bring about the necessary modifications as per National Education Policy 2020. I welcome you and invite you, Madam, for your deliberation on the topic Community Science and Sustainable Development. Madam, please.
Good morning, everybody. Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Dr. B.R. Kamboj, Dr. Manju Mehta, Dean College of Community Science, Dr. Jatinder Gulati, my colleague and former Dean College of PAU, Dr. Beena Yadav, and I see many familiar faces in sitting group also, Dr. Asha Quatra, Dr. Premlata Singh, Dr. Sangeeta Chehal, other deans and directors of the university, students, faculty members, and participants of this symposium. Well, to begin with, I would like to say this national symposium is on community science education challenges and opportunities. So what are the challenges for community science education? The first being, it has moved from home science to community science. So the recognition becomes a challenge that people are not able to comprehend it in its own way. So that is a challenge, but then there are lots of opportunities. If you do the SWOT analysis, there are lots of opportunities with this program, and by coming up of this program, the initial binding which was there that it will be only for girls has been removed from the ICR setup. So that way, more number of people, more diversified group of people are here to understand the community science. Another advantage of community science over home science was that it encompasses a larger group. Though it is a part of the home science was also a part of it, but it encompasses a larger group, so it opens up mind of other people to accept it, and therefore there is opportunities for this. The only thing which is a challenge is to write to all the right people that home science has been upgraded to community science, which is still lacking to some extent. We have been able to do it with ICR and ICMR system, but the private firms, they still are missing on that. It will take some time, but yes, it will be done. Okay, with this background, I would like to talk today on community science for sustainable development. Now, before I go to community science, I like to talk a bit about sustainable development. If you look up from here, 1972, there was first UN conference on human environment, and this issue of sustainable development came into existence at that point of time. In 1987, Brundtland report said our common future. Since initially we were talking separately, a different developing country, developed country, so it's a common future, because if environment is safe, then the future will be the similar. We have to look up on that. And further in 92 there was another conference on environment and development. 93 there was another commission for sustainable development. Then came Earth Summit +5. Then in 2000 there was Millennium Development Goal Summit in New York, and it talked about Millennium Development Goals. Well, even after Millennium Development Goals, there were certain things which were missing out. So World Summit on Sustainable Development happened, and in 2015, Sustainable Development Goals 2030 came into existence. So what is sustainable development? Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So it is not only meeting your own needs but also meeting the needs of future generations also. And with this, initially the Bruden has given the definition, and he said that the concept of need, in particular the essential needs of the world's poor, to which overriding priority should be given. So the concept was not that everybody, but those who are poor, they should get extra emphasis. And the idea of limitations imposed by the state of technology and social organization on the environment ability to meet present and future needs. These were the two basic concepts of Brundtland's definition, and for that he took out the precautionary principle that is living within environmental limits, and also polluter pays principle. That means if somebody is creating problem for the environment, that person will have to pay, and that we are still having it. So I did mention that even though sustainable development started before, first came Millennium Development Goals in 2000, and those goals was accepted by United Nations in 2000, and first ever global strategy for quantifiable targets to be agreed upon by all UN members, and thereafter it got till deadline it had was 2050. So this is the first Millennium Development Goals have come, and then came your Sustainable Development Goal. So there is a transition from Millennium Development Goal to Sustainable Development Goal. Millennium Development, Sustainable Development Goals are also known as global goals. Not only sustainable, but they are global also. And there are 17 Sustainable Development Goals. They are integrated, and they recognize the action in one area will not affect the whole development. So they have got 17 different areas, and on those 17 different areas, work is to be taken simultaneously for the development. There was a contrast from MDG, that Millennium Development Goals, because the Millennium Development Goals had got a clear concept of developing and develop, whereas Sustainable Development Goals have taken everything in one trap, so that the development is all over the world in the homogeneous manner. So, the sustainability talks about three things: environment, economy, and community. Sometimes you use the word society. And sustainability is balancing environment, community, and economy over time. That means not for 1 year, not for one moment, but for a long period. There is balancing environment and community so that development is safe for all. And sustainability issues and challenges are three ways. First is environmental issues, and here you look up for the climate change, natural resource use, waste production, water pollution, deforestation, overfishing, ocean acidification, air pollution, loss of biodiversity, land use change, and plastic pollution. All these changes, they affect our environment. So this has to be taken up. This is one challenge. Next one is the social issue of sustainable development. And that you know, they are poverty, human rights, hunger, malnutrition, poor living condition, unfair labor practices, poor health, poor work environment. All this make a challenge for us to go for sustainable development. Then comes the sustainability issues and challenges. There is the economic issues, lack of decent work opportunities. That is not there for all. So that is one challenge for sustainable development. Insufficient investment in development processes and underconsumption, war and instability which we are seeing nowadays. So, are these things relate with community science? Yes, we should talk about it. So, sustainability, those were the global sustainability issues. In India, we have identified certain issues which we shall be working on that. That is degrading air quality index, that is the first one we have talked about. Then rampant environmental degradation, loss of biodiversity, rapid population growth. That is also a challenge for us. Urbanization in Himalayas, loss of resilience in ecosystem, lack of waste management, growing water scarcity in different areas of the world. Drinking water, potable water is the problem. And depletion of resources, land, air, and water. So, with these things came the Sustainable Development Goals, and we have made some progress. Sustainable goals started with 2050. We are precisely at the midpoint of that because it has to go from 15 to 30. So at this time, we are still ranking 112 out of 166 countries. So that means growth is behind the schedule. The but still some benefits we have been able to give to the population, that is at least one production benefit increased from 22% in 2016 to 24.4% in 2020. So that is one. Then 135 million people escaped multidimensional poverty between 1516 and 1921. And the proportion of population suffering from hunger was reduced from 18.4% in 2001 to 16.3% in 2020. So around 2% decrease in hunger has happened. And India has achieved near universal primary school enrollment with a net enrollment rate of 98.4. So this has increased to a great extent, 98.3%. Then proportion of land area covered by forest has increased from 22.7 to 24.3% in 2020. This has been a great achievement. Population with access to electricity has increased from 60% to 99%. That is another achievement for us. The prevalence of undernutrition in India saw a substantial decrease from 21.6% in 2004 to 16.5% between 2020. So 4% decrease in malnutrition has been noted. India has reduction in maternal mortality rate from 113 in 2016 to 102.7% per lakh live births in 2020. So maternal mortality rate has also gone down during this period, and access to improved drinking water sources has increased up to 95% during this period. So this is the background of sustainable development goals which we have had over this 7 years of 1915 to 2023. Some data are from 20 or 21 because as it was available. Now comes with this background where the community sciences. Are we touching upon anything with the sustainable development goals or not? So I would like to say that community science is a field of study with its mission to empower the individual, family, and community for effective role performance and management of resources to improve the quality of life. So we are not improving quality of life through our individual, family, and community support. And it is not only a degree program, it is a broader platform. It is a preparation of individual for better community welfare. So this goes in the background of community science. If you look at the objective of community science, there is a recognize strengths and weaknesses and work on them to achieve maximum potential of self and community. Practice decision making and problem solving skills to make informed choices. Develop sensitivity towards the needs of society and cater to them. Develop lifelong ability to absorb knowledge and apply it effectively to meet the challenges of ever-changing life, and become aware of the national issues and challenges and identify one's own role in overcoming that, and work to change the mindset of community from job seeker to job giver. So, scope and utility of the subject are community science is a professional course, one. It deals with all aspects of basic units of the community: food, nutrition, dietetics, health, shelter, psychology, development, and extension. It is basically a combination of art and science, as was known in home science also. Community science empowers with a skill to improve every basic needs of the community, and it molds into a responsible person. It teaches rights and duties of a consumer. So not only it tells what is to be done, what are the rights of the people and how they should approach to receive those things. And community science equips with the ability to tackle these difficult life situations. So that is what community science is. And in today's technological era, multifaceted opportunities have emerged for community science graduates in different sectors of industry, in government bodies and non-government organizations at national and international levels. Widen dimensions of a sustainable picture. Okay, widen dimension of sustainable living. Sustainability means meeting our own needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. And the community science education takes care of this. The discipline of community science addresses several core issues through its area of specialization that are linked to the holistic well-being of the global population. It takes care of food and nutrition, family resource management, human development, clothing and textiles, and community science extension. The objective of sustainable goals the development goals too are similar, with the focus on providing an improved quality of life to the general masses. And community science as a discipline has a well-formulated academic research as well as extension system in place, making it a key player for achieving the sustainable development. Community science study being practical based develops, polishes various skills in students, thereby empowering them economically. Has got too much emphasis on skill development, which is a noted area in the new education policy as well as sustainable development. And the clothing and textiles, human development, family study, family resource management, they all are sort of house of viable micro enterprises aimed for economic empowerment of the economically insecure population. So they are a good support for the people. Now, giving some emphasis, the need for better nutrition was recognized in Sustainable Development Goal 2, which aims to end hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture, has got a direct relationship with foods and nutrition component of community science. Then community nutrition, nutrition intervention programs, nutrition education, nutrition during disaster, surveillance, they require nutritionists to tackle the problem of hunger and part of community science care. So then food security dimensions also uh, follows up. I'll take 10 minutes more, 7 minutes. Is that okay, sir? Okay, so we can continue a little later. Yeah. I think that is okay. So food security dimension, we shall be talking thereafter. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Charan. So it will be continued later on. And it was a very important topic as we have undergone a shift from home science to a more diversified title, that is community science. So it is an honor to express my gratitude to our chief guest, Professor B.R. Kamboj, worthy Vice-Chancellor, who is an excellent teacher, outstanding researcher, and an inspiration to all of us for always encouraging to work in the interest of the university. Sir, we are lucky to have a leader like you. University has progressed a leader under your valuable suggestions, support, and fruitful guidance. So the presence of such a personality among us is a blessing. Yes, it is the time to listen to Honorable Chief Guest. I request Professor B.R. Kamboj for his address, please. Sir.
Thank you very much. A very good morning to all. Present from the dais, today's lead speakers, Dr. Rita Raghuvanshi, former Dean of Nagar University, as well as MIT scientist, Dr. Jitendra Kaur Gulati, former Dean PAU, Dr. Manju Mehta, Dean College of Community Sciences, as well as Director of Human Resource Management, Dr. Deena Yadav, all Dean, Directors, Officers of the University, Registrar, Controller, HODs, faculty members, former Dean PGS PI, and all whosoever present in the hall, and above all, dear students. Really, because you have already covered a long journey of 50 years. So that's why the name has been given Golden Jubilee Symposium on Community Science Education. Maybe home science education would have been better, because till now you were dealing with the homes only, now you will be dealing with the communities. Its challenges and opportunities. Much has been talked by our learned speaker, Professor Gita, and maybe I was just thinking that maybe another 4 or 5 speakers will be here in the seminar. No doubt when we move from home to communities, there's nothing left. All 17 SDGs, as has been talked about, they more or less linked with the community. It's not so easy to understand this word community. It's a big, big word. Scope has increased many folds. So I think there is challenges also and opportunities also. Already talked about that. And as the scope of college, told by other speakers also, has widened from family to community, the challenges and responsibilities have also increased. Accordingly, the degree in community sciences required to prepare students for the challenges and opportunities of 21st century, underscoring the importance of individuals' dynamic relationship with his or her family, community and science as a whole, and society as a whole, as well as with the resources to fulfill commitment of the college of to social responsibility and sustainable development to produce responsible and ethical global citizens. It's a big, big word. I have written over here, but it's the reality also. The students don't want again as the job seekers, rather job providers. And that can come, I have discussed this thing many times earlier also. And for that purpose, I think it's responsibility of our teachers, our professors, our former deans, directors, alumni also. And we need to now tailor our course curricula, modify our course curricula, and have to think in a broader way also. That's required. And then we can say these will be the real terms in down the lines. India will have the highest population of young people in the world over the next decade, and our ability to provide high quality education opportunity to them will determine the future of our country. The students should be acquainted with fields across the arts, humanities, languages, sciences, social sciences, professional and technical and vocational fields, and soft skills for success in diverse professional careers in a developing and knowledge-based society. Graduates in community science are expected to be equipped with a range of knowledge and skills, including communication, critical thinking, teamwork, project management, digital proficiency, ethical awareness, and in national and international perspective. The challenge for the college is to produce responsible and ethical global citizens. The faculty as well as students are expected to utilize the principle of community science that is to give back to the community, for which they draw for sustainable development. The students are to be enriched with the key principles of community engagement, mutual learning, and respect, like linking learning and community needs. And for example, students of TAD can conduct textile testing of clothes and in local areas and share the results with the local community. Likewise, link research with community knowledge. For example, integration of ITK in research. The knowledge sharing and knowledge mobilization, students can undertake Swasthya survey and nutrition survey for mothers and children and educate them about hygiene and nutrition. Then social innovations by students encourage the student to initiate learning project with a social impact by organizing competitions, brainstorming sessions, etc., etc., and tapping the expertise of local communities, elders, women leaders, and entrepreneurs. Underscoring the importance of education for the community as a whole in National Education Policy 2020 document, it is mentioned it would, in the fitness of things, if higher education institutes bring in social responsibility and community in their vision and mission, itself enabling students to become socially productive. Community science as a multidisciplinary discipline has bright future. The world is undergoing rapid changes in the knowledge landscape with various scientific and technological advances such as the rise of big data, machine learning, artificial intelligence. Many unskilled jobs worldwide may be taken over by the machines, while the need for a skilled workforce, particularly involving mathematics, computer science, and sciences and humanities, will be increasingly in greater demand. With climate change increasing pollution and depleting natural resources, there will be a sizable shift in how we meet the world's energy, water, food, and sanitation needs, again resulting in in the need for new skilled labor, particularly in biology, chemistry, physics, agriculture, climate science, and social sciences. There will be a growing demand for humanities, art, as India moves towards becoming a developed country, as well as among the three largest economies in the world. The multidisciplinary structure of community science program allows students to explore the intersection between community science and other fields of study and provide students with a broader perspective and help them understand the interconnections of various areas of knowledge. Community science graduates can contribute a great deal towards national development. They can take up leadership roles in extension and community outreach programs, familiarizing them with the use of newer technologies, methods in family and community linkages, and sustainable use of resources for human development are hallmark of education in community science. Higher education learning in community science subjects provide students with the opportunity to sharpen their capacities with a sense of social responsibility. Foundations, government agencies, and NGOs turn to community science to help them develop and elevate effective strategies and methods that result in equitable and inclusive communities. Indeed, with the quickly changing employment landscape and global ecosystem, it is becoming increasingly critical that students not only learn, but more importantly, learn how to learn. Education thus must move towards less content and more towards learning about how to think critically and solve problems, how to be creative and multidisciplinary, and how to innovate, adapt, and absorb new material in novel and changing fields. The symposium, seminars, or workshop make education more experiential, holistic, integrated, inquiry-driven, discovery-oriented, learner-centered, discussion-based, flexible, and of course, enjoyable. So I think much has been talked about what is the importance of community. And the only thing is, and the bottom line is, whether we are in a position to educate our students, whether we ourselves are experienced enough, skilled enough, knowledgeable enough to educate our students. So I think for that purpose a good platform where you can have feedback from our students, what they want. I talked about enjoyable, I talked about knowledge, skill. But what's the, if you don't know about your clientele, I don't think you will be moving. So my suggestion to all the organizers that let's have the feedback from our students so that we can make these programs more interactive, more knowledgeable, skilled, and moreover enjoyable also. And when you start enjoying anything, then definitely you learn something, and then you will be in a position to serve our society, our community. So I think let's have the feedback from all the students, what they think, and my request to the students. It's not question of spending one day in this classroom. You are just, I should say, you must utilize the time, money, infrastructure, and you see the speakers who are coming in such a foggy weather, taking their life risk, I should say, but still they will come, they will educate. But if we are here, okay, just our physical presence is here, but detouring is much more than the expectations. That is not going to work, and that's not good for us. So I think you will listen carefully. Any doubt in your mind, never sigh, because the biggest issue with our Indian students, what I feel, that they always feel shy in asking me questions. Because if something will remain here, it's not going to serve you, and it will again just going to disturb you throughout your life. When even you will become a teacher or professor or any educationist entrepreneur, then you will think. And I will quote one example. I was in Australia. Our one student, Vishnu, is there. She told me she is working on this microbiology in honey and everything. So she has to perform a test. No doubt she might have read it over here, but read superficially without knowing anything. But who are there? Professor says this is the library, this is the lab, this is the chemical you go and do. And she has to spend 8 months to have that experiment, and she told me, sir, I just located the literature, I read it, then I located all the chemicals and everything, methodology, protocols, but now she was confident enough that I can do wonders. And that's the reality. I think we must think to all what I am saying over here. It's not question of doing anything. I see many research papers. All the teachers, they complain that our, you can say, NAS rating, less NAS rating papers. We always say, okay, why can't be above 7? They say okay sir, in our applied science, the NAS rating is very less. In basic science it is much higher. Why? We should think about that. When you are going to include the communities, then definitely your paper will find a place in the good NAS rated journals. And it's the methodology which is much more important. In any paper where you are able to justify how I have done it, that's the real key. Result is not, it's important, but the importance of methodology is much more. We hardly think about the methodology. Protocols, that's much more important. So I think these were the some suggestions as well as the reactions from my side. I think it will be a fruitful symposia, and I must congratulate the organizers for organizing such an important topic, because our students can learn why they have changed the name from this home science to community science. I mean, how important it is, how your scope has been brought by the ICAR, all the institutes. So I'm really thankful to even for providing finances by NAHEP IDP program. Our IDP coordinator, I don't think he's here. Dr. KD, where he is today, he should have, I think he has some emergent works. So still, I once again thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Very well said that India will be a country of youngsters in near future. So the diverse professional careers will be required, and community science students have to internalize the principles of community, that is give back to the society and become socially productive. Thank you so much, sir. Needless to say that your leadership has been instrumental in shaping the academic landscape, fostering innovation and nurturing the next generation of leaders. Sir, you have played a pivotal role in steering the university towards excellence. We hope to realize your vision of establishing an equitable and just society. The said words or suggestions will be followed and worked upon in the future. Once again, thank you. Now is the time for felicitation ceremony. So I request Dean, College of Community Science, to present a memento and ELP presents to our chief guest, Professor B.R. Kamboj, Vice-Chancellor of Chaudhary Charan Singh Haryana Agriculture University, as a token of love and respect. And we are proud to say that these are the products prepared by our college students. Now, I request Professor P.R. Kamboj to present memento to our lead speakers. Dr. Rita Raghuvanshi, to Dr. Rita Raghuvanshi, to Dr. Jatinder Kaur Gulati, to Dr. Jatinder Kaur Gulati, Speaker Dr. Prem Lata,
आपका फोटो ठीक आएगा कि नहीं?
To Dr. Mohsen Sinha, I think he is still on the way, and Dr. Nisha Verma. Dr. Nisha Verma. Thank you, sir. Now, Dr. Veena Yadav, Professor in Head Department of ECM, convener of the symposium, to present a memento to Dean College of Community Science, or Organizing Secretary of National Symposium. Thank you. At last but not the least, I invite Dr. Sangeeta Chahal, HOD Foods and Nutrition, cum Nodal Officer, IDP NAHEP, College of Community Science, to propose the formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Manju. A very warm good morning to everyone. We are at the intersection of morning and the noon. Today, it's a proud privilege for me to extend vote of thanks on behalf of the organizing team. I would like to thank our chief guest for the day, worthy Vice-Chancellor, Professor B.R. Kamboj. Sir, the fact that you always find time for our activities speaks volumes of your encouraging attitude. It was because of your encouragement that we were able to take up the task of organizing this national symposium within such a short time span. Your presence amidst us is always a motivation, not only to students, but also the faculty. Sir, I thank you with all my heart for sparing your valuable time for this session. I feel indebted to our resource persons, Dr. Rita Raghuvanshi, Dr. Jatendra Kaur Gulati, Dr. Prem Lata, Dr. Mohsen Sinha, and Dr. Nisha Verma, all of whom have honored our invitation and have traveled such long distances, braving the odd weather conditions. Thank you for finding time for us. I'm sure the deliberations being made today will go a long way in framing inroads for our community science. I further extend my thanks to all deans, directors, and officers of the university who have taken time out of their busy schedule and made their valuable presence in this session. I'm highly thankful to Dean Dr. Manju Mehta for her motivating efforts and guidance, and a special word of thanks to Dr. K.T. Sharma, PI IDP NAHEP, for sparing the finances for this event. The team effort made by the organizing team needs a special mention. I especially wish to thank Dr. Veena Yadav and Dr. Milan Rose, convener and co-convener of the symposium, for their untiring efforts. I further extend my gratitude to all the faculty who have worked as a team to make this event successful. Heartfelt thanks to media advisor and his team for the coverage of the event, and a special thanks to all the non-teaching staff who have worked behind curtains and made this event a success. Most importantly, I would like to thank all the participants of the symposium, the students of the College of Community Science. I hope each one of you shall gain something out of today's interaction, and that it will motivate you and help you to choose your path to success. Once again, a big thanks to one and all who have directly or indirectly worked in unison to make happen this national symposium. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Sangeeta. Kindly request you all to stand up for the national anthem.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल गायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you one and all. Jai Hind, Jai Haryana. Kindly note there is an arrangement of hiding in the committee room for the dignitaries and faculty and in the lobby front of the examination hall for the students. Have a pleasant afternoon you all.
हाँ बच्चों को ही बोलो